Welcome to the deep dive. We take material you're curious about and, well, we really get into it, extract the key
Yeah,
insights.
trying to make sense of it all efficiently.
Exactly. So today we're looking at something maybe a bit different, but really resonant. It's the lyric video for Open Boundaries TikTok Message Bound. You can find it on YouTube.
Right. And our goal here.
Our goal is to kind of unpack the core message in these lyrics. We're talking about, internal struggles, that feeling of time just marching on.
Dissatisfaction too, right? With how things are.
Yes, definitely. And this real yearning for something more, something better. Think of it as a way to maybe understand your own journey a bit better through this song's lens.
Absolutely. And what jumps out right away, for me at least, is the honesty in the opening lines.
Which ones?
Not looking for pardons. I know I'm a creature of conscience who's hailing the demons they've harnessed and wondering what they've accomplished.
Wow, straight in.
Yeah, there's this immediate acknowledgement of internal battles.
Yeah.
It's almost like the speaker is observing these negative parts of themselves.
Okay, so it's not about pretending the struggle isn't there. It's more like facing it, being aware of these inner demons, whatever they represent, negative thoughts, self-doubt, maybe external pressures you've internalized.
Exactly. And questioning their impact. Like, what have these things actually achieved? There's a sense of evaluation happening.
Yeah, I get that.
And that feeling of an ongoing battle, maybe one that goes in circles, comes through so strongly with the line, playing tic-tac-toe with the demons in my head, they keep signing on the O.
Tic-tac-toe. That's interesting.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? It's not one big fight. It's this constant back and forth where the negative side always seems to get its mark down.
And you feel like you're not getting anywhere.
Precisely. That line, if I'm ever going to win, I need to get out of this hole, just captures that feeling of being stuck.
Right.
What do you make of that tic-tac-toe image?
It's so relatable, I think, that feeling of being stuck in a loop in your own head, Like you keep ending up in the same negative pattern. Makes you wonder about those demons. Are they things we kind of invite in or just always there? And then the lyrics shift, almost becoming a bit detached.
So.
We are union voices of the mind that speak against our feelings when we know that our design, we can't choose happiness, nor can it choose us. That feels pretty heavy, almost fatalistic about the conflict between thoughts and feelings.
Well, that phrase, union voices of the mind, it suggests different parts of us clashing, right? Like logic versus emotion. It kind of reminds me of cognitive dissonance. When your beliefs and your actions just don't line up.
Right.
And the bit about not being able to choose happiness directly, well, that points to how complex well-being really is. It's not just about willpower, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's predisposition or circumstances or a mix of everything.
Exactly.
Now, that TikTok sound, the motif throughout the song, it really ramps up the urgency, doesn't it?
It does. It's constant.
TikTok time is passing on clocks. I never count the hours. I know one day they'll stop. There's this clear anxiety underneath.
Even if they try to ignore it?
Right. And if they stop a little bit too soon, will I spend the moment wondering, was I a fool? That fear of regret, of time running out before you've really lived, could that connect back to being stuck in that tic-tac-toe game?
Oh, that's a great point, yeah. If you feel trapped in those internal battles, it must make the ticking clock feel even louder.
Like time's being wasted?
Exactly. It's like a double bind time is limited, and you feel like you're spending it stuck. That question, was I a fool, really hits that fear of wasted potential.
And that seems to lead into the next part. The hands of my life, the hours I've lost, take it all back, you're all that you've got.
It's a definite shift there, isn't it? Towards self-reliance. Like, okay, ultimately it's on me.
Yeah, it strips away any idea that someone else will fix it. It's your time, your responsibility, which then leads into this this really visceral dissatisfaction.
With the present moment.
Yes. Looking around, don't like what I see. Maybe I'm different. Maybe I'm broke. All I know is this place makes me choke. That's such a strong reaction to just the surroundings.
And that feeling of being out of step, it gets amplified when the speaker compares themselves to others.
Right. Tell me about that part.
Everybody's laughing, but everybody reeks. If I don't fall in line, I'll be targeted for sure, because the way I am, it doesn't shout.
So a sense of alienation.
Definitely. And then life is getting boring. I just keep on snoring whilst everyone else is clapping. They're happy with the way that things are, but I'm not. Rejecting that complacency.
That image of snoring while others are clapping is powerful. Like being totally disengaged while everyone else seems fine with something that feels suffocating to the speaker. Have you ever felt that kind of disconnect?
Oh, for sure. That feeling of being the outsider. seeing things differently, maybe feeling like you can't really say it out loud.
Yeah, and that suffocation seems to fuel this really intense desire for resurrection.
Yep.
I really need that resurrection in me, someplace I can be where I just can't see these damn clocks tick. It's not just wanting things to be a bit better. It sounds like a longing for total transformation.
Yeah, a complete fresh start. And wanting to escape those damn clocks. It's about getting away from that constant time pressure, maybe finding a headspace
Yeah.
where those demons don't have such a hold.
But then, importantly, the lyrics pivot. There's a shift towards hope.
Ah, the turning point.
Yeah, but this is who you're meant to see. For underneath the dirt forms the roots of self-belief, where you say, I can be happy, I can be anything that I want.
That's crucial.
I could be healing, I could be dreaming, building the castle in the stars, and if this world won't light the way, then I will be my own escape. It feels like a move towards self-acceptance, taking charge. What stands out to you there?
Well, the image of roots of self-belief forming underneath the dirt, it's really strong. It suggests that even when things are tough, that foundation for empowerment can still grow.
Right. It's not about everything being perfect first.
No. And the speaker goes from feeling like things are happening to them to actively saying, I can be happy, I can be anything. That's reclaiming power.
Definitely. Taking agency.
And that momentum carries on. I should be free. I should be everything I need. I should be smiling, living, laughing, everything I see. And I will away. I'm on my way. The clock that never goes. It's this determination to break free, embrace joy.
You know, the clock that never goes, that phrase feels different now.
How do you?
Earlier, the clock was all anxiety, time running out. But here, it feels more like an internal drive, like inner momentum, not driven by external deadlines.
Ah, interesting interpretation, like your own internal rhythm.
Yeah, maybe. And then the final part, the conclusion, it really ties it all together, I think.
The message of resilience.
Yes. As long as there's that chance, then you deserve a better life. It acknowledges life is messy, a life of pieces held with plasters on the walls.
Acknowledges the struggle.
And even though it's taken years, that time would make them fall. And then this key question, but if everything was perfect, would you really know your worth?
That's a powerful thought. Finding value through the hardship.
Right. Because through thickened skin and countless scars emerges something hidden, a person who forgets the clock and time that they've been given.
So overcoming that anxiety about time.
So you mustn't chase it for the future, will come fast from birth to dust. I still with rest, so make the moments last. A real call to focus on the present.
Which directly answers that earlier TikTok anxiety.
Exactly. And if you sink and get hit hard, remember, you're still living for the person who still carries on, prevents the demons winning for.
It ends on this note of ongoing perseverance. Keep fighting those battles.
Yeah, it's a message of hope, but it's not simplistic. It admits life can be imperfect, that plastered life, but says those cracks are actually what build your worth.
And the reminder to make the moments last feels like a direct response to the ticking clock. Focus here, now. And that final line, keep going, keep fighting those demons for the person you're becoming. It makes you think, how much our struggles actually shape us.
Absolutely. So wrapping up this deep dive into TikTok, message bound, we've really followed a journey, haven't we?
We have. From that intense internal conflict and feeling trapped by time and social pressures.
To finding self-belief, wanting change, and ultimately realizing the importance of just keeping going, of perseverance.
And hopefully connecting this back to you, the listener, this resonates. These feelings, the inner struggle, the clock ticking, wanting more, they're pretty universal.
Yeah, we all feel them to some degree. Maybe seeing how this artist explored it gives you a new angle on your own stuff.
A fresh perspective, perhaps.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Could it be that those demons, those inner fights we have, maybe they aren't just things to get rid of?
What do you mean?
Well, maybe they're actually part of what builds our resilience.
Yeah.
What helps us figure out what we're really made of, what our worth is.
Interesting, like the struggle itself has value.
Maybe. And perhaps that internal TikTok, while stressful sometimes, can also be that nudge to really be present, to make the moments count.
Food for thought.
Definitely. So think about your own internal TikTok. What's one small step, maybe even today, towards your own kind of self-acceptance, your own more meaningful path?